What up, Canes family? Happy Sunday to all of you. Just sitting here chilling, watching the Canes baseball game. I believe they have a doubleheader today. Hope you're all enjoying your weekend so far. So I wanted to come on here and kind of get your final thoughts on the whole TVD situation saga that happened over the past week. Because now, we've had time to reflect over the last few days, take a little bit of the emotion out of it. And I just want to know, how do you guys all feel about the whole thing? Because there's a lot to unpack here. First of all, are you on the side of, listen, Tyler's got to do what's right for him, do what's best for business and for his family, and kind of hear everything out? Or are you on the side of that you feel kind of betrayed and like now that he was flirting with leaving, that he should just go ahead and go? There's opinions on either side and everything in between. And now that I've had a few days to reflect on it, listen, if you're on the side of you feel betrayed and, you think he deserves to get booed when he comes out there in the fall, listen, I don't totally blame you for that. Okay. I don't blame you for feeling a little bit betrayed. Why? Because up until these last few years, that all this, the stuff with NIL and the transfer portal has totally changed things. You were used to a guy committing to your school, committing to your program, and playing for 3-4 years. That was our dude for the next 3 years. He was going to be wearing our colors, and we were going to support him. Guys jumping into the portal. I mean, first of all, transferring was a much more difficult thing before because you had to sit out a year and all that nonsense. So, it's a little different now. Guys are free agents 24/7 now, basically. You have to constantly be re-recruiting your own squad. So, and then we got to add the little wrinkle of Drew Rosenhaus is TVD's agent. So that tells you a lot right there. So was this driven more by him than Tyler? Was it driven by Tyler, somewhere in the middle? Was Tyler really considering leaving? I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever know. But I do know this, that if I'm a quarterback and a program like Alabama comes calling, I don't know if I would have a hard or easy time not ignoring that, at least hearing them out, because I mean you're in the discussions of playing for a national championship every single season if you're playing for Nick Saban. So I know loyalty is a big thing in college football, where we follow recruiting. We basically see these kids grow up and join our program, and you're used to that. You're used to them staying loyal to your program no matter what. The last couple of years has changed things. It's moved closer to the NFL. So you guys let me know in the comments, how do you feel about how the direction college sports is moving to, where basically you now have a free agency and there's no limits on it until they make some rule changes. Guys can, the equivalent of holding out from camp. You have guys like, well, I want some better NIL deals. What can you show me? And, before they recommit to playing for the season. It's a lot of similarities to the NFL and a lot of things people don't like, but I think that you opened a can of worms here and it's here to stay. Now, I think this is better than players not getting paid and not getting compensated. I think it's a step in the right direction. However, it's going to take a few years before we kind of perfect this thing. It might take more than a few years, but that's what college football is becoming. Again, you let me know in the comments what side of the fence you're on. I'll let you know what side of the fence I'm on. Honestly, I do think TVD should do what's best for him. Could he have handled this differently? I don't know. The fact that it got leaked made it very weird. So if he comes out there and tears it up against Miami of Ohio and we beat him by 40, and then the next week we go back out there and he looks sharp against A&M and we win, this is all going to be water under the bridge and he'll be forgiven pretty quickly. But if he goes out there and looks bad against Miami of Ohio, just bombs against Texas A&M and we lose, and we start 1-1, then the boo birds are going to come out very quickly. Some fans in the comments pointed that out to me, and you know what? You're right. It's going to be one of two extremes. Either if he comes out hot, everybody will love him again. If he comes out cold, throws interceptions, he's going to get booed pretty freaking hard. So I hope Tyler's ready for that. I hope he has a great season. He did take a risk kind of, by doing this and handling it the way it did, but I'm sure he knows that. And I will just leave you with this. This is not the last time we're going to see this from a high profile player in college football. It's not the last time. It's going to continue to happen. So get used to it. Now, next, there was a new rule change in college football. The clock rule that basically that has been in effect since I think 1968 or 1965, something like that, that if you get a first down in college football, the clock stops until a ref resets the ball. Now, the clock will continue to run just like in the NFL. Now, they did not do that for the final 2 minutes of a half. Final 2 minutes of a half, the clocks will still stop when there is a first down. You guys let me know. Do you like this? I mean, there's good and bad to it. Initially, I didn't like it, but the more I think about it, I think the more I like it. Here's why I didn't like it initially, and you guys might agree with this, that what makes college football great, one of the things is those big comebacks in a game. Team goes into a half down like 4 touchdowns. The second half, they come out firing, and all those little first downs, you chip away and you stop the clock. You can get reset, and the way offenses move now, it's like lightning fast. You get 90 plays in a game. That gives you the opportunity of a big second half comeback. Now you're probably not going to have that, which kind of sucks. But it also is good for player safety. Why? Look at the pitch count that they instituted in baseball in the last couple of years. They did it now in college baseball. I like it. I was at the Canes baseball game Friday night, and that game due in large part to the good pitching, but because of the pitch clock, it's shaved a good 20, 30 minutes, maybe more off of the average game. So I was at that game, and that game was over. The game started, first pitch was at 7 p.m., right? The game ended, I looked at my clock at 9:10 p.m. 2 hours and 10 minutes. That's fantastic. I love it. And with college football, I got to be honest, some of those long SEC games like the Tennessee-Alabama game last year, those epic rivalries that you see on Saturday afternoon, they're great. I love them. They can get a little too long sometimes. Like with the ads and stuff, it creeps close to 4 hours sometimes, and you're just exhausted at the end of it. If you can shave, maybe 30 minutes off of that, so it's closer to like an NFL, like 3 to 3.5 hours instead of 3.5 to 4 hours, I'm in favor of that. It's also less time on the field for the players. It increases player safety. So reading more about it, I'm like, okay, I see the point to it. And they didn't touch the last 2 minutes of a half where you can still stop the clock. So at least you have that. I don't think it's that bad. I'm with you that, why fix what ain't broken? But anytime you can reduce the length of a really long sporting event that's a little too long sometimes, I'm in favor of. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Please, again, go down. Let me know in the comments what you think of the rule change. What do you think of now, now that Tyler Van Dyke, he's solid. He's staying with the program. I mean, at least that's what it seems like. He's staying with the program this year. How do you feel about everything? Please air your grievances. Let me know in the comments. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you later this week. Go Canes.